You ever been to a bar and you walk in there and you're like looking around for potential mates and you're like, no one really attractive here. So you have a few drinks. And then at the end of the night, you're like, man, some good potentials here. We're looking through our beer goggles. We've changed our perception. Girl I work with, she was 17 years old, senior in high school. Her boyfriend left for college, still dating. 6 months later, she realized at college her boyfriend had another girlfriend. She was really hurt, really sad. She came to see me when she was 29 years old. She told me about how she wanted to get married. She wanted to find the one. She wanted to have children. And I said, well, how many relationships have you had? She's like, well, my longest relationship lasted 3 months, but you can't trust men. You can't trust men because they cheat. That's just what men do. And I know that. I know that with absolute certainty. That's what she said to me in the first 3 minutes of her initial. Because it said on here, she wants to get married, and wants was capital. That was a red flag for me. I didn't ask her about anything, and I was like, I sat down and said, so you want to get married and have children? And then she told me that. First minute, I said, so how old were you when your boyfriend cheated on you? She's like, how did you know? I'm like, I just had a hunch. I was 18. And she had anxiety, and she had depression. That's why she came to see me. But really, she came to see me because she came to integrate that. She came to see me because her present experience of reality was different than how she envisioned it. I believe that's why people see chiropractors. Do you think people want to get out of pain? Or do you think people want to do certain things that the pain is inhibiting them to do? You ever think about that? Do you think people want to overcome the disease? Or do you think they just want to do the things they can do if the disease didn't exist? This is a bridge between a mechanical to a vitalistic model. Vitalism says the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. Based on what I shared today, is the whole greater than the sum of its parts? We know that with absolute certainty. We know it biologically, we know it scientifically. 3 months started adjusting her, girl gets a boyfriend. A year of adjusting her, she's engaged. A year and a half, she's married. 2 years later, she has kids. Did the chiropractic adjustment change her life? Did the chiropractic adjustment change her lens of men? Her perception system? Because that perception system was just an unintegrated experience from the past. I used to believe nobody could be trusted. I used to believe do not trust anybody until they give you a reason to think otherwise. Why did I have that lens? I had that lens because of the environment I grew up in. Because it was a dog-eat-dog world environment. It was a survival mode environment. I had a woman who came to see me for back pain. During the initial, she shared with me that in 10 years, she couldn't drive over the bridge because 10 years ago, she had a head-on collision on the bridge that takes her from the North Shore to downtown Vancouver. I said, when you drive on the bridge, what happens? She says, she starts sweating, she starts shaking, and she has a panic attack. And the last time she tried, which was 10 years ago, which was several months after the head-on collision on that bridge, she She had to stop a quarter way up the bridge, put on her hazards, and they had to call the ambulance. And I go, how do you get to work every day? She goes, I take the bus. Would you like taking the bus? I hate taking the bus. I started adjusting her. 3 months later, she drove across the bridge. 10 years. She had 6 years of psychotherapy through that car accident, post-traumatic syndrome. 12 weeks, she's driving across the bridge. That's how powerful chiropractic is, guys.